Nick, Emirates, Southampton, 3-3. That's back-to-back draws now. And this is probably the most unacceptable of the lot.
Yeah, well, statistically, it's the first time that any team has started at the bottom of the table and scored 3 against the team in the top of the table. So that's record breaking. That's the first time it's ever happened in the Premier League. So it's about as bad as it can possibly get. And that, to answer my man Laurie, is what makes it a bottling, in my opinion.
Does it feel like we've blown it, the season, all of that good work, title challenge? How are you feeling about it all?
The only reason we haven't blown it is because to do things you've never done before, you have to do things you've never done before. So to go and win a Premier League title, we have to take points at Anfield where we've not been able to do it in the past. We have to take points at the Etihad where we haven't done it in the past. And that doesn't change. That stays the same. We still have to go to the Etihad and win. If we can't go and win Premier Leagues and have teams that we're scared of, we might lose games, etc. You look at a team like Man City, there's nobody that they actually fear. They might lose a game here and there, but they're not afraid of anyone. And we have to be the same. If we're sitting there being nervous about going to certain grounds, then we don't deserve to win the Premier League trophy at the end of the season.
And do you think we can?
I think it's possible. I think people have made the point that the pressure's off of us a little bit, and maybe that's true. It comes down to how much are they going to learn from these 3 draws. The worry that I had today and the frustration was that it didn't look like they had learned from the previous 2 draws. And maybe they just kept rolling into game after game and thinking, actually, Liverpool down to West Ham, down to Southampton, these games are getting easier. But if they look back at these games and actually take some learning from them, then we're more than capable of going and getting points at City, whether that's a draw or a win, because we are very good at scoring goals. We'll probably concede, but we're more than capable of scoring at the top end of the pitch. We're very, very good, especially with Trossard, Reece Nelson. I like the things that they were doing when they came on. So we have a lot of good attacking players, Eddie Nketiah as well. But we will need to use all of them, and we will need to use them quicker. The game management for me was a big problem. Not getting Trossard in at half time. Maybe that's one of the many things that cost us points today.
You mentioned mistakes, and I look at this one a bit differently because against Liverpool, against West Ham, we started the game on the front foot. We started the game as the better team. This one, 30 seconds in, I literally made the point just before we went live that this is the same midfield we went in against Bournemouth, and you said, don't. And I know why you said, don't, because of that. 30 seconds in, Ramsdale, what was he thinking?
But I think, that comes down to Arteta as well, looking at, okay, Xhaka, last time Xhaka was out, we started this midfield. We know what happened at Bournemouth. This time Xhaka's out again. He goes back to the same thing again. He's obviously got a pecking order of players that he prefers. And, I'm a big fan of Arteta, but there are certain deficiencies in him as a manager. And that's one of them, that he's got this pecking order and that he will not, bring people in that are outside of that established pecking order. And we see it again. He wants to bring in, maybe he's thinking too much about the project and not enough about the here and now, bringing in Fabio Vieira when we have Trossard on the bench, and the biggest frustration for me is that we got smoked today by Carlos Alcaraz, and he's from Argentina. He's got like 12 appearances in the Premier League. He's only 20 years old. He's got a goal and assist against us. And it's, it's one thing if it's Salah, it's Jota, it's Haaland. This is a relatively unknown player just breaking through at Southampton. He's come and done that to us at the Emirates. It's just not acceptable in any way.
And what do we have to do different now heading into that Etihad fixture, because it's a big one?
We've never been great defensively. We looked good defensively earlier on this season, but Arsenal's known for, in recent years anyway, in the Wenger years, for scoring lots of goals. We have to go and outscore our opponents with Aaron Ramsdale on the kind of form that he's on, with Rob Holding there, with Ben White not having any cover for himself, so he's got to play every minute. We're going to concede goals. That's going to happen. Everywhere we go, we have to look to outscore the opponent. We need to be scoring 3s, 4s and 5s every single week. And then if we concede 1, we concede 2. Listen, things happen. Same as Bournemouth, we conceded 2, we scored 3. Man United, we conceded 1, we scored 3. We have to keep doing it because we can't back this team at the moment without Saliba to keep clean sheets. We just have to keep outscoring opponents. As simple as that. And
the Xhaka loss, how integral will his return be against Etihad, hopefully?
Huge. He has experience there. He is one of the players that has... he's one of the players in the past that's quite emotional and tends to lose his head. But this season, he's been pretty good at controlling that. And he is somebody that sort of reacts to the game in a weird sort of way. If he loses his head first, he'll lose it. But if other people lose their heads, he'll calm them down. So we'll definitely need him back, 100%.
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.